Hello and welcome to week 6 of the iRacing Le Mans Series live on Apex Racing TV. I'm Sam Fitzpatrick and alongside me is Ryan Walker with Sam Kumo on the cameras, and we are here at the glorious Road America circuit. Ryan, we've done a VTEC Series race round here, and yeah, it was great action. This place is just great for racing, great for multi-class racing, and we should be in for an awesome event today.
Yeah, Road America always produces great racing, no matter what series races around here, whether be it in real life or in sim racing. It's just such an awesome track, and it produces great racing, especially with the series that will be racing here today. And it should produce some epic racing.
Yeah, hopefully. And yeah, quite a long circuit compared to a couple of the ones that we visited before. At least me and Ryan did the Road Atlanta round, sorry, and then also did the Spa round at night. That was great action throughout. In the championship, we've got Johan Harth leading the sorry, not Johan Harth. Well, he's leading the HPDs, but Patrick Wolf is leading the LMP ones by about 150 points over Fabrice Cornelius, with Marcus Hamilton in third position, Ricardo Schiavone in fourth, with Thierry Vincent in fifth position. And then in the P2s, we got Johan Harth leading the championship with Neil Andrews in second, Carlo Barzi third, Anthony Lebowska in fourth, and Justin Hopp in fifth. In the GTE class, it's super competitive throughout the season, and is Michel Ricci leading the championship by nearly 100 points over Gianni Vecchio, with David Pino Jimenez in third, Kevin Siggy fourth, and Vincenzo Silvestri in fifth position. Just coming to the end of qualifying now. But yeah, we've already talked a little bit, Ryan, about about this circuit and multi-class racing, and just into class battling as well. We got those really long straights, super long slipstream effect. And that's really going to help the drivers to pull off moves, and we could see some really large packs, especially in that GTE class.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with Road America, it's just one of those tracks where there have been lots of straights. It gives everyone a chance to kind of stay close to each other. So if you're in front of a pack and you're leading, sometimes you might not always be guaranteed to be in the lead by the end of the next lap, just because it's so close together. And also with Road America, there's a good chance that most people might be running low downforce configurations.
Yeah, definitely. That's a really difficult kind of mix between the high downforce and the middle part of the circuit, where you really need a lot of stability. You got some elevation change, you got some long corners, a few bumps, as well as the track's pretty narrow as well through that part of the circuit. In fact, it's narrow throughout. And of course, we've got these super long straights, the pit straight, which you can see now, and yeah, also that stretch from turn 3 to turn 6 or whatever. I don't know what the corners are like down here. It's silly, but we have got a long formation lap, very long formation lap, annoying formation lap. It's an entire lap round here, about 3 minutes long, but we will go through the grid for you. Patrick Wolf is on pole position, with Ricardo Schiavone in second position on the front row, with Joseph Burton Harris in 38 events in fourth, Michael Schwanzi in fifth, with Julian Ribelow in sixth. So quite a small grid for the LMP1 state. And then Danilo Piazza and Pascal Cluderin in eighth. Carl Janssen leads the LMP2s, with Neil Andrews in second. There's Timo Hayden, Matthias Hoffman, Mike Bennett, Maria Holweck, Jakob Lehman, Frank Forsman, Carsten Hilkenroth, Jacob Witcher starts in 18th place overall. And then in the GTs, it's Barry Marson taking pole, with Jorge Vasco Valls in second position, Go Banchini in third, Michel Ricci in fourth, next Nestoras Kiasoglu, Curtis Hardy, Nick Kordurakis, Gabriel Roos, Jorge Barrio, Aidan Campbell, Neil Middleton, Timo Gorlich, Andrei Epimenko, Riccardo Iannaccio, Jackson Patricio Dutra, Cedric Bossa, Ivan Semidiev, sorry if I messed up that name completely, Stefan Walder, Lars Moldener, Yuri Jurg, and James McRitchie rounding out the field. And we are now just going through the formation lap, but a massive GTE field out there, Ryan. It's pretty much half the field, and that's going to be really difficult for the LMP1s in particular, isn't it? Because despite it being a long circuit, and maybe they won't lap them too much, especially if they get these big packs that we were talking about before, it's going to be big work for those LMP1s to clear these GTEs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with there being lots of GTE cars, it's going to make the make lapping difficult for the LMP1 cars. So I think it'll be the same as Suzuka last week. I think it'll require cooperation between the LMP1 drivers and the GTE drivers just to be careful and make lapping the GTE cars just that little bit easier. But yeah, especially through the fast kink after the carousel, I think P1 drivers will have to be careful through there.
Yeah, of course, in qualifying we saw Patrick Wolff so far clear of the rest of the pack, some second faster than Riccardo Schiavon in second position. Really, it's only been Fabrice Cornelis, his own teammate, who's been able to rival him this season. Why do you think maybe Patrick is so far ahead of the rest of the field? Because these LMP1s are super complicated. Clearly, he's found a bit of a secret, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think it comes down to a number of factors. I mean, it could be Patrick. He's probably, or he might be spending most of his time with the P1 cars, racing the P1 cars as well. Also, it could be just down to practice as well, just getting familiar with the car and learning how everything works. Stuff like the hybrid system, for example, when to deploy it and how to set it up.
Yeah, these cars are so difficult and to drive and to set up, and yeah, definitely that deployment is absolutely crucial. Just got this final part of the circuit to go. Canada corner just coming up, and yeah, we will very soon be underway. In his LMP2s, we've got Carl Janssen, of course, from the pole position. At Road Atlanta in particular, and Spa actually, we've seen this LMP2 field be so competitive, Ryan. I think it's going to be the same today.
Yeah, the P2 class is always one of those classes I enjoy watching. I mean, the HPD is one of those cars that you don't really need to spend that much time practicing with. It's just a matter of jumping in the car and doing practice and just finding a base setup that you're comfortable with.
Here we go then, Patrick Wolff from the pole position. He's on the inside there, and he's got an awesome launch as well. Riccardo Schiavone holds on to second position for now, it seems, but he might be under pressure from Thierry Renton, who's got an awesome start, and Renton might go to the inside here, looking for P2 from fourth on the grid, but he can't quite go for it into turn one. Difficult to make moves into that part of the circuit. Try to see what's going on in the LMP2s just behind, and yeah, they seem to be relatively clean through it. Carl Janssen away well with Neil Andrews in second, still ahead of teammate Hayden. And in the GTEs, I've seen Govan Keeney already make up a position on Jorge Blasco Valls. So they're now second and third, but Barry Morrison hanging on to the lead at the moment. Got a tiny bit of a gap, and that's just going to help him from the in terms of defending from Keeney, going down into turn 7. As they all roar down this fantastic straight. Are there going to be any instance down here? We're going to see a move here. That's Keeney going to the inside, and that's an awesome move from Govan Keeney. He's gone from third to first on the first half lap of this race. What brilliant driving there.
Yeah, I thought for a second there, I thought Keeney was going to go straight off there and just take Morrison out, because we know that Govan Keeney's got a bit of a reputation for being a bit of a torpedo.
Yeah, hopefully he can prove a few people wrong today. In the LMP1s, Joseph Burton Harris, I think, just making losing a few positions. So he started in 3rd position, did Bertrand Harrison. He's really under pressure there. Could have gone down into 8th position there. So quite sure what happened to Joe out there. It's really cost him. Javi's consistently up there in the LMP1s, and he is going to lose a position now to the Audi. So I don't know if Bertrand has got some kind of issue out there, but he's really struggling. You can see just not deploying the energy down that pit straight, and he's right to the back of the LMP1 field now.
Yeah, I wonder if he's done something wrong with the way he set up the hybrid system. Maybe he's forgot to set it up for when he wants to deploy it, or if he's set it up automatically by accident.
Yeah, perhaps, because he was so vulnerable. Of course, these Audis and the Porsches do have very different deployment modes, and you can see a swarm of Porsches. I didn't realise the Porsches were dominating this series so much, but there's barely a Ferrari or Ford in the field. There's a few Fords to be fair in the mid-pack, and but you can see so many Porsches right at the front. Keeney under pressure from Morrison still. So Morrison wants to get this one back. Richie, good to see him up there. Of course, championship leader, I believe, but in the rounds that we've covered, hasn't exactly driven like that necessarily. Struggled a little bit with the race starts. Now can Morrison get the move on Keeney. Keeney goes defensive into this corner. He nearly cuts off Morrison. He needs to really be careful. He doesn't do that too often, because I almost saw half a chance for an accident.
Yeah, I think that was a bit of a late move by Keeney, which was, I think, in my view, that was a bit of a late defence. So, yeah, he should have stuck. Keeney should have stuck to his line and gave Morrison some room.
Yeah, but he does still have the race lead. And is this? I always bang on about fuel. I mention it quite a lot, but around this circuit, I think it's more important than most. If these drivers can just save a little bit of fuel behind one another, you know, do the undercut, and all of a sudden you've got a pretty good chance. So maybe the lead that Keeney has got isn't necessarily the position that you want.
Yeah, I think if I was Morrison, I would be happy to be where I am at the moment. Sit behind Keeney and maybe draft him a little bit, and maybe try and save some fuel. So, and as you mentioned, try and do an undercut, or try pitting early and see if you can jump Keeney in the stops. But yeah, I think it's a little bit early for Keeney to be fighting at the moment. But yeah, everyone has a different way of racing.
Yeah, definitely. Those two kind of need to pull away. Got a brilliant battle right now with Bennett trying to go for the move on Hoffman. The top 5 in the LMP2 field are unchanged from the start, but Bennett is trying to change that now. Goes to the outside. Can he make this move? It's very, maybe you don't want to get on the curb out there, and he's got very little space to use, but he's trying to use it. Now, can he swoop round the outside of this one? But the track's just too narrow. And going into this next kink, it's pretty much impossible. He's under pressure now from Lehman. But these guys just losing each other a lot of time, and Lehman's still going to go for the move. And I think that's a characteristic of this circuit, Ryan. You go for a move, you don't make it stick, and all of a sudden you're vulnerable from the car behind.
Yeah, so you can. There is some places you can pass around here, but it's one of those tracks that if you go for a move, you've got to commit to it, or you can't back out of it. Otherwise, you're just costing yourself time, and you're also costing the people that you're fighting with time, and it's just a lose situation if I get my words right.
Yeah, certainly. It's not a little bit deceiving how easy this circuit is to overtake. And Bennett trying to he's actually dropped off a little bit off Hoffman. The LMP2 field spreading out a little bit. It's still Janssen leading the race with Andrews in second and Hayden in 3rd position. And they have really pulled away. Wolf is 4.5 seconds ahead of this battle. Schiavone ahead of Vincent. So that's been the case for the entire race, hasn't it? With Schwanzi unfortunately not really being able to mount an attack. He's just in the background there, 2.5 seconds behind, and the LMP1 spreading out a little bit more than the other classes. Issue for Pilkenroth, I think. Or that may have just been my system, I think. Glitching out ever so slightly. But Schiavone right now hanging on to second very well against Jensen. And yeah, they've just got to be in for the long haul now. Just got to try to set consistent lap times. Not necessarily fight against one another, but yeah, at least try to pull away from the cars behind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's still early stages in the race, so these guys, even though they're not in the same team, to be honest, I mean, they could still work together and maybe try and pull away from the cars behind them, and just once you get away and maybe just get by the first first half of the race, and then once they get away towards the end, oh, Ricardo just clipped the wall.
That was bizarre. I didn't quite see that, but yeah, what on earth happened there for Riccardo Schiavone? He seems to be okay. Should be getting into the GTE traffic soon. I thought I heard a few GTEs. Found that buzz just ahead, and that will be a factor. Yeah, there you go. Just going into yeah, turn 5. It's just the back of the field currently. With Iannacci just ahead of Semidiro. Good to see the Ford represented out there. Do you know if the Porsche is particularly OP now, Ryan? Because I thought they were pretty evenly matched. I thought they nailed the 8-bit BOP, but yeah, there's a lot of Porsche usage out there.
Oh, Patrick just got held up laughing the GT cars. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Porsche being overpowered. I mean, I've not tested it. I've not tried the P1 cars, so I can't really comment on the BLP side of the cars. But it could be just it could just be some people having the setup nailed and just being comfortable with the car, or it might just be that the Porsche suits this track with there being lots of long straights, so it gives the Porsche a chance to stretch its legs.
Yeah, stretching his legs now is Thierry Vincent. He made the move on Riccardo Schiavone. So 2 positions from his start now is Vincent, sorry, and actually used a little bit of traffic to his advantage. Can he stay clear of his rival down this pit straight comfortably? And yeah, it's just picking off one by one these GTEs, and he's going to go for a little bit of a late move here, and there could be contact, but those brakes on the LMP1s so strong. He managed to avoid the contact.
Yeah, that was a close call, and yeah, that had me clenching for a moment. So yeah, that was a bit of a heart and mouth moment for Patrick.
Yeah, definitely. And actually under pressure again, Schwanzi now all of a sudden right onto the back of Schiavone, but there's not really any place to go down the inside, and he's gone wide a little bit. Fortunately, didn't lock the brakes and actually gone over that curve. You don't want to do that, particularly in these LMP1 cars, and actually losing a couple positions. I think there been one of the GTEs just behind. He went a little bit wide. One of the Porsches doesn't really narrow it down too much. Burton Harris still making his way through. He's got back ahead of Ribolo at least. It's still not a great day for Burton Harris, but he is trying to come back now. He's going to the inside. Wow. It always amazes me every time, Ryan, how many risks these LMP1 drivers have to take. But yeah, like I say, they have to take it. Otherwise, you know, you're losing half a second every lap at least. And, you know, in a race of such fine margins, you can't afford to do that.
Yeah, what I've heard from some people with the P1 cars is basically when lapping traffic, if you go for the move and you've kind of got to commit to it because of the massive speed difference. It's just you've got to commit to it, or otherwise it just ends in disaster.
Yeah, they've got to be totally committed. Yeah, great shot of Joseph Burton Harris on board with him, trying to pressure Pascal, and he goes to the outside. Is he going to be able to find the inside? That's so risky there. My goodness, I have no idea what was going to happen there from that view, because we didn't know where the other LMP1 was. But Burton Harris has made it. Hopefully that wasn't just luck, and he was actually aware of what was going on in his mirrors. But wow, what a move!
Yeah, that was a risky move, but fair play to him. He managed to pull it off.
Yeah, and back up into P6, so actually making his way through up the field very nicely. And he's only 4 seconds off the podium position, so we doubted Joe for a bit, but maybe just not using as much energy as his rivals, and he's going to go 3 wide here, a little bit on the grass, and yeah, gets past the 2 Porsches that were fighting against one another. That's Kia Sogli, so this is quite an important battle then, quite far up, and again the LMP1 gets involved. Not quite any contact. That Hardy just going past Kia Sogli, I think that was. And that's the battle for 5th and 6th in class.
Yeah, I'm just watching back in the GTE class, and yeah, at the moment, Barry Morrison is managing to maintain that gap to Govan Keeney. So yeah. It'll be interesting to see how Govan and Barry go about it with regards to pit strategy. Will they try and go as long as possible, or will one of them try and do maybe a different strategy and try and do an undercut during the pit stops and maybe try pitting early?
Yeah, well, it will be interesting because whoever does different, I think maybe feels a little bit less secure about their position. And McRitchie trying to make a move on Patricio Ducha there. And Ritchie, a little bit tail happy. I think he's trying to go around the outside though. That's not going to happen. If anything, that's cost his run a little bit. He's got a couple of cars just behind as well. And McRitchie, I don't think he's going to be close enough down this pit straight this time. And I think the LMP1s have made their way all through the GTEs for the first time. I think that was chaotic. They're going to do that 3 or 4 more times from now.
Yeah, that's the thing with these multi-class races is just you think when you've lapped the GT traffic, and you think yeah, that's you done, and then you've got to come back round and do it all over again. Say, for example, after the pit stops, and you just think, why me?
Yeah, evaluate what class you're driving in. Although, to be fair, it's just as terrifying for the GTEs as well. HPDs, of course, well, the guess the gold pass and be overtaken as well. So it's not too easy for those guys either. It's yeah, basically not an easy seat in the house. Hardy defending from Kia Sogli still. Is there any way through for Kia Sogli in this part of the circuit? Is there a little bit of a sneak attack here? No, Hardy, to be fair, just defending that inside line too well. I say defending, just that's his normal racing line. I think sometimes drivers arc out a little bit. And Kia Sogli looking to the inside. There's no room down there, mate. And right onto the rear bumper. Can he keep the run through? He's pretty close, and going into Canada corner, he's going to have a great chance now. And Hardy defend into Canada corner, and Kia Sogli almost does a little bit of a dummy. I think he's gone to the inside there, but no. Hardy stays ahead for now.
Yeah, this is why I love the GT class and the iRacing Le Mans series, just because it provides a great racing, and also you get awesome battles as well, which makes it even more exciting.
Yeah, these guys certainly providing for us, can't they? And I think he might have another go here. Will Kia Sogli? They've got Gabriel Roos just behind him. Good to see Gabriel back out there.
He's up the inside. Ooh.
Oh, that was it's a weird one, turn one, because the outside line works so well, and yeah, once again he's not quite close enough, but this is just perfect for Roos, isn't it? He's just licking his lips right now because he knows that the smallest of mistakes, which are so easy around here, and he'll be straight past the pair of them.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in Gabriel's position at the moment, oh, Kia Sogli's got a run. Yeah, he's up the inside, and yeah, signed, sealed, and delivered.
And there goes Roos. Makes up one position then. Good positioning there from Gabriel, and he has made that position. So down 2 positions is Hardy then. Frustrating for him, I must say. But Roos will be really happy with that, and let's see if he can keep the pressure on Kia Sogli in the future. Here is Kordarakis down the inside of Gorlich there. Not sure if that's defense or attack for him. Either way, he'll be pleased to keep that position for now.
Yeah, I was talking about Gabriel Ruse, and I was about to mention that it might not be a bad position to be in at the moment, sitting behind those two cars, but being behind those cars, it is just showing there that if someone makes a mistake, he can be there to pick up the pieces and gain a position. And it was a good move by Gabriel to send a sneaky move up the inside.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you got to do in these cars when a driver goes a little bit off position or offline a little bit. Got to be able to take advantage of that. James McRitchie into the pits, and I'm not sure if that was scheduled. Was that a tow maybe? I think it was.
He's just showing here that he's disconnected.
Yeah, let's just see it on the replay. I think that's turn 6, is it? Arnie, has he made contact with someone? No, he's okay here. Obviously, heated up the tyres a little bit. And does he go wide here? No, he's okay for now, is McRitchie. And just goes straight on here, and maybe just getting a little bit frustrated was James, because he was near the back of the field, and yeah, there he goes back into the pit, so that'll be his day over. Haven't seen too many retirements out there, so good job from everyone. Good job from Michel Ricci. I think that's a position gained, is it? No, he's just holding off Vasco Valls currently.
Yeah, I'm just watching Richie and Blasco-Valls at the moment. They seem to be having a good battle at the moment for P3 in class.
Yeah, Richie, maybe, I don't want to say it, but maybe the slightly slower driver out of these two currently. He is only 3.5 seconds off the race leading. You know, with Keeney and Morrison fighting one another, you'd be hard pressed to say that they're not going to maybe lose each other a little bit of time in the future. I'm pretty sure Michele Ricci, who drives for 1050 Barbanera Racing, of course. Michael Barbanera, a commentator here on Apex Racing TV, so we are slightly biased to Michele, but you know, that's all fun and games. And he is on that last lap, a little bit slower than Keeney and Morrison. Pretty similar to Morrison, but a couple of tenths slower than Keeney. He's going to be under pressure once again into turn 1.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, is it maybe worth Ricci and Blasco-Valls maybe working together to try and catch up to the back of Morrison and Keeney, and see if they can try and catch him.
Just seeing Hoffman, I think that may have been a move against Hayden. Either way, he's ahead of Hayden. That's the important thing. 11th and 12th overall. I think that's 3rd and 4th in class. So Hoffman doing well. Actually, the P1's just coming through the field now, so that's going to be a little bit complicated. And the GTE's just ahead. It never gets easy for these HPD boys. And wow, that was an overtake from the LMP1er. Maybe using a little bit of draft as well, but Hoffman has got the ideal line round the outside. Can he keep his foot on the throttle? Yes, he has done. That's really good defence from Hoffman.
Yeah, that was good defensive driving from Hoffman, and yeah, he's managed to stay ahead and keep the position. And yeah, it's good hard defensive driving from Hoffman, but he's not doing anything over the top or erratic. So yeah, fair driving from Hoffman at the moment, and that's good to see.
Still under pressure every corner, and we've got the GTEs just battling up ahead as well. You see lots of different lines going into that turn 6. There are a few you can take. LMP1 still trying to make their way through. Very generous there from Hayden, just to give the LMP1 on the inside a little bit of space. And it's so crowded at this part of the circuit. My God.
I dread to think what it's like for the GTE drivers at the moment.
Yeah, they've probably got it worse of all. And yeah, there's a move as well. Oh, there's a car up in the background, a GTE Ford and a HBD as well. Not sure who that was. I think may have been, yeah, not sure who that was coming out of the carousel who just spun. It may be enforcement, not quite sure, but yeah, that's not what you want whatsoever. I don't know if you saw that, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to have a look at the replay now, but I don't know why my replay won't rewind back that far for some reason.
Always complications when it comes to iRacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, replay. Yeah, I won't even go there, but yeah. Yeah, got Hayden still pressuring Hoffman out in the lead. We have still got sorry, so Vinson's leaving. When did Wolf hit then? So Wolf just pitted then, I assume. Yes, he did. Patrick Wolf just pitted. He was stationary for 4.45 seconds and back into the race. So that's a bit odd from Wolf, isn't it? Do you think he maybe started with lower fuel than the other drivers, or do you think he's doing? I don't know why he wouldn't go as far as possible on the tank, but yeah, just a little bit odd from Patrick there.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I thought Patrick would have tried to, as you said, I thought Patrick would have tried to go as long as possible, and yeah, it's a bit weird because I don't think that just seemed odd to me. I don't think that's when the P1 cars would be pitting. So I don't know if it maybe got damaged or maybe as you say, maybe started with lower fuel, but it's a bit of a strange one.
Yeah, it is definitely a little bit unusual for Wolf to pit at this point, and there's going to be contact. This isn't a replay, is it? I hope it's not, otherwise I'm going to look like an idiot. It is a replay. We don't know when the replays are on, so I'm just shouting at the screen. Sorry about that. Oh dear. I'm like, was it Ledyard? Can't even remember what his name was off the BBC. Terrible commentator.
Oh, Jonathan Ledyard.
Yeah, oh. Not good whatsoever. 2009, 2010 BBC commentator, I think. Oh dear. But yeah, we'll try to be a little bit better than that on Apex Racing TV. Jorge Blasco Vowles. He is ahead of Richie then. So I think we may have seen that move a little bit earlier on. So that's really important. So here was the overtake then. And very nicely done there from Blasco Vowles, just down the inside and stuff. Just pushed his rival a little bit off the circuit there, but that's all good. And up into P3, but they have lost Ryan a little bit of time. So first and third in the GTEs, separated now by about 4.5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I wonder if Jorge might be able to go a little bit quicker now since he's just got past Michele Ritchie, and see if he can maybe close on Barry Morrison and Gordon Vaghini, and see if he can maybe challenge for the GT one.
Yeah, it will be fascinating to see that. Keeney might be into the pits. I'm not sure. That might just be my lifetime. We just saw an incident for Jakob Lehmann, just going into turn 2. And yeah, that's yeah, just had an incident with another HPD, I think. So yeah, Lehman's still going out there though. So hope he's hope he's okay out there. Doesn't seem to have too much damage on that car, but that's a rival because he was fighting pretty high up in the HPDs. He certainly had a chance at a podium still. But yeah, those chances very much over now.
Yeah, that was a shame for Jacob. I mean, he's a quick driver in the HPD from the times I've watched him, but yeah, I don't know. I was just watching the replay and the broadcast, and that was kind of a weird move. That I don't know if the other person was unsighted or just if it was just plain bad luck.
Yeah, very very awkward incident there with the HPD and the GT. Just watched it back as well on the broadcast, and yeah, not good whatsoever for those guys. I assume Jakob's pretty much out of this race now. still got a super competitive HBD field, are they? Actually, Jansen's really pulled away from Angie's. 5.7 seconds, sorry, between the two of them. So, yeah, pulling away quite handsomely right now is Carl Jansen. He looks very much en route to another victory. Really does like that car, the Radicals Online driver. Here is Julien Rivelet then. And he's right on the tail of Skiavon. So Skiavon's really struggling out there now, isn't he? He was running in P2 in the early stages, but down into P6 now. Of course, will be P7 once he makes his pit stop, because Wolf, he's going to be pretty much dead last now. So, any idea what happened to Skiavon out there, Ryan?
Well, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'll try and have a look at my replay, but I can't see any damage on his car, so I don't know if maybe if he made a mistake, or I can't find it in the replay. I don't know if he made a mistake, or if I don't know. It's just confused.
Yeah, it is very closely packed. Well, no, I say that, but there is a gap of about 6.5 seconds from Piazza to Claude line. So I assume there was probably a mistake, but if anything, he's just struggling for pace right now. Here is Burton Harris. He's recently got the move on Danilo Piazza, I believe. So Burton Harris, of course, dropped to 8th position in the early stages. Since then, though, has been on absolute fire, and he's looking for maybe a P2 currently. And Vincent another 7 seconds ahead.
Yeah, that's it's been it's been a good drive back through the field by Burton Harris at the moment, and after his early issues at the start of the race, and yeah, he's slowly getting back through the pack, and if he keeps out of trouble, he could be on for a podium finish in the P1 class, but there's still a long way to go.
Yeah, and you can see he's pulling away from Piazza quite nicely. I've raced a little bit against Piazza in the DP, although that was a while back to be fair. I think it was a good, probably just over a year ago, I think. But yeah, very quick driver is Danilo. Certainly likes these prototypes a lot. And he's running well currently in P4, but not got the pace of Joseph Burton Harris currently, who roars into the distance, and may even have a chance at an overall podium after this. Keeney is still ahead of Morrison. Lasco-Val's actually closing in. So now, Lasco-Val's only 3.5 seconds, I believe that was at 4.5 seconds. So, yes, it's really looking like at the moment, Ryan, that we could have a 4-way battle for the race lead, because they're all closing in on one another. Yeah,
and also with Jorge slowly closing in, and then he's also dragging Michele Ricci along with him. So we could be, yeah, as you say, we could be on for a four-way battle.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to see. The GTE class, actually, in the races that we've covered, I think have tended to be a little bit of runaway victories, but today is anything but. I think maybe Morrison has a little bit more pace than Keeney, but Keeney's not going to give that one easily. Anyone who knows Govan, I think, knows that he's not going to give up without a fight. Maybe Morrison, because they has to make this move now, because yeah, he has got a move now. And yeah, just going a little bit defensive is Keeney. Can Morrison do the block? Can he look to the inside? Not quite. Keeney stays ahead. Morrison seemed there like he wasn't too desperate for the overtake, but if he does go for the overtake, he's got to be fully committed and fully, fully believing in it, because Keeney is going to defend as if his life depended on it.
Yeah, that was a bit naughty again from Keeney. I mean, it's just, I can understand you want to defend your line, but you can't move under brake, and when someone's behind you, it's just my mind anyway. It's just crap driving that you would find in the rookie Mazda series.
Yeah, definitely. And have got a few drivers in the LMP1 field into the pits. So we got Jensen, Schwanzi, Piazza, Ribolo, and Schiavon all into the pits. Certainly seems to be the lap to come in. And do you I don't know, but Wolf, he pitted so early on, and it seems like these LMP1s seemingly can only get about halfway distance, because they've just gone past halfway distance. Do you think maybe Wolf is going to have to make an extra pit stop?
Quite possibly. I mean, when did he pit? I think he pitted round about the 25-minute mark. So
yeah, lap 11. So yeah, probably about 22, 23 minutes.
So yeah, he might just be able to make it on fuel, but he might have to do some lifting and coasting. So it might be tight on fuel, but my prediction is he might have to do a splash and dash.
Seems as I'm really confused now. So Wolf is behind Vincent and Schwanzi now. So yeah, that's really odd then. So Vincent and Schwanzel have managed to get ahead of Patrick Wolf in the pit stops. I don't quite know how on earth that's occurred. Must have just been a super long pit stop for Wolf. So maybe more happened than we. Yeah, so yeah, just saying from sound that, 19 seconds difference between the two pit stops. So something must have happened to Wolf up there, which has really put his race victory in jeopardy. Because it looks so strong earlier on, pulling away from the rest of the field as he has done at most races this season. But now he's going to have to pull up a couple of overtakes at least to get this race victory.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the only thing Patrick can do now is just go for it and just hope for the best, and just hope the others in front of him have issues.
But
also, Barry Morrison's got a run in Keenan.
Going into Canada corner now. Can he look to the inside, Morrison? You can see the two drivers behind there chasing them down. Dusko Vals and Richie Kiasoglu is another 7 seconds behind. He's not going to get involved in this lead battle, although to be fair, if there's instance between these guys which he wouldn't bet against whatsoever, could be a way back in for the driver currently running in P5 now. Will Morrison go for the move this time? This is as close as I've seen him down this pit straight. How defensive will Keeney go? He defends the inside line, not the widest circuit here, but you can go to the outside. Just pulling ahead now is Morrison. Can he make this move? And is there going to be contact between the two of them? Keeney just about holds on for now, but Morrison is really launching an attack.
Yeah, I have to say fair play to Morrison. He's not trying anything silly, but Keeney on the other hand is just being. I keep mentioning it, but Keeney is a quick driver, but he's just, when it comes to defending, he's a bit erratic, and honestly, he just drives like a noob.
Still defending though against Morrison. He's going to have to go right to the inside there. That was good defense, to be fair, from Keeney that time. Just didn't allow Morrison to get his nose on the inside. And Morrison, if anything, maybe growing a little bit frustrated out there after almost making contact a few times, and now Blasco Vals is within a second of these guys. We have got the four-way battle. I thought it would maybe be a four-way battle once we exited the pit sequence, but instead it's a four-way battle right now with 25 minutes of this race to go.
Yeah, I think with Keeney and Morrison just battling each other all the time, it's given Jorge and Ricci behind a chance to catch up then quickly, and yeah, quite soon we could be on for a four-way battle for P1 and GT.
Yeah, that would be absolutely fantastic if we did see that. Morrison, yeah, still close to Keeney. Vals just dropping back a little bit. He is now a second behind, but you know, these two are going to carry on fighting, so it's not as though he has to stay right on the tire. You may as well just let them fight amongst each other. Morrison not as close this time round, but and he's into the pits.
I think that's a good call by Morrison. I mean, this could give him a chance to maybe jump Keeney in the pit stops, and also it could also be a good choice as well, because it means he won't lose time being lapped by P1 cars or HPDs.
Yeah, we'll have to watch out to see where he comes back out on circuit, see if he is in a bit of traffic. hopefully he won't have to make the moves on some GTEs. Richie, I seriously doubt is going to fight against Blasco Vals out there. Renson still leading this event.
Morrison's just leaving the pits. He only took it was just fuel only.
Yeah, they won't take tyres in this. Wait, are you sure? I think they do take tyres in these cars because they do the tyres simultaneously. But yeah,
I'm not sure to go.
Apex Racing TV at their strategy best right now.
Yeah, I think with Morrison leaving the pits now, he's just got to go for it and put in some quick times, and hopefully he can maybe jump Keeney in the stops.
Well, you can see he's in a little bit of a pocket of fresh air, isn't he? If you were Keeney right now, would you jump into the pits just to fend off that undercut?
I think with Keeney being in clear air, I think he might be. I don't know if it's maybe worth staying out one more lap or just yeah. I think it might just be worth Keeney coming into the pits and see if he can try and defend that position.
Yeah, I think that might be the wise thing to do. Everyone, everyone in the LMP1s have pitted. I think the last time we checked now, I think everyone may have pitted anyway. But anyway, yeah, everyone, yeah, the last chance to pit was a person has. Right, so Keeney's staying out, is he?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
But Jorge Blasco-Vals and Richie stay out as well, so it'll be interesting to see if Morrison can jump all three of them and take the lead.
Yeah, definitely. Will be absolutely fascinating because he's got the extra fuel and found a circuit where straights matter so much. That fuel is gonna, that's straight away a net loss of quite a few tenths per lap, and I wonder if that's going to halt his progress with this undercut. Patrick Wolf is trying to put pressure on Stranswell. 7/10 of a second now. He could see a move actually any second now. Here he comes in the slipstream. Won't make too much of a difference in these LMP1 cars. It's all about the energy deployment. Does he have a little bit of extra deployment for Patrick Wolf? He's right on the tail now of Schwanzwell, and he has gone to the inside. Burton Harris only just behind, and Wolf gets it done by the time he turns into turn one. Good move there for Wolf, and he's now got 8.5 seconds to catch up to T.A. Renson.
Yeah, it's a good run back through the field, through the P1 field by Patrick. I mean, I think maybe his decision to pit early on round about the 25-minute mark was maybe a good decision. It means he's not stuck in traffic when he comes out. So I'll be interested to see if he can take the lead back after the stops.
Janssen now in from the lead of the LMP2s. We've had Witcher in, Holweck, Forstman, and Lehman as well, all into the pits, and Hoffman as well. He's just coming out of the pits. Bennett as well. So Janssen, I think he might still be in the race lead out there, still ahead of Andrews. So yeah, that's worked out well for Janssen. And yeah, he's certainly looking on course to take this race victory. So I think a few more drivers than I stated have already made a pit stop. Andrew is certainly one driver who's taking his pit stop. So Janssen, yeah, miles out into the lead, and you can see the gap from Andrews to Janssen to Andrews right now.
Yeah,
Keeney, sorry.
There you go first.
I was just going to say Keeney's still out there on circuit.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a bad move by Keeney or not to stay out. I mean, I'm just watching Morrison at the moment, and yeah, he's not really stuck in traffic at the moment. I mean, he's stuck behind another GTE car, but apart from that, there's not really that much traffic in front of him.
Well, Keeney just did a 2-minute 4.31. That's in comparison to Morrison's 2-minute 4.53. So 2/10 faster for Keeney. That's pretty much the difference the extra fuel is going to make it, if not a little bit less than the difference that the fuel is going to make. So Keeney's making this one work, and to give credit to him, he's kind of had faith in himself. The easy option, I say the easy option, there's no easy option for Keeney to win this race, but you know, he could have picked it straight away just to fend off, but instead he's got faith in his pace, and he feels as though he can beat Morrison for pace out there and will not be undercut. Vals and Richie still right there. This is just brewing up absolutely brilliantly, and I have no idea who's going to win this race.
Yeah, it's so close. It's so difficult to predict, but I think if I had to predict the winner in GT with regards to strategy and pit stops, I would probably have to say my prediction has to go to Morrison as Richie is up pit road.
So this will be interesting, because judging how far behind Richie is of Morrison, if he's behind us all, of course, will give us a good understanding of where the others are in comparison. Jorge Vals and Keeney as well. Morrison, oh, he's losing time here. This is not what he needs.
If you do that,
he's going to be off the circuit here. He's so desperate, is Barry Morrison. Took pole position today, and he's going to lose more time with the HBD now. And he's going to lose out potentially.
Leaving pit road. This is going to be so close. Yeah, Richie's going to jump Morrison.
Oh, it's going to be close, isn't it? Richie out of the pit lane, and Morrison is behind. It's worked terribly for Barry Morrison. The driver who was in second position has lost out the driver who was in fourth position, and that undercut may have just ended Barry Morrison's chance at the race victory today.
Yeah, I think Morrison should have went maybe. I think Morrison maybe should have tried to stay out as long as possible, just like Keeney's trying to do. So I think that was the only way that Morrison was going to jump Keeney. It was staying out as long as possible, and that undercut in a way is it's not worked.
So what do Keeney and Blasco Vals now do on that last lap? Vals did lose a little bit of time. No, he didn't. He gained 4/10, and on this lap he's gained even more time. What will these two do? Well, you do the opposite of what Keeney does. Vals should have a little bit more fuel in reserve. Has had the slipstream for pretty much half of this event, of course picking up a bit of a slipstream as well here, so he may have a slightly shorter pit stop. Will these two pit to cover off Richie? Oh, we've got an LMP2 stop in the inside as well. Ooh, and it's staying out is Blasco Vals. That was a last minute.
Blasco Vals staying out.
So Keeney in, Blasco Vals leads, and there's a potential collision there with the LMP1's just down that pit straight. So Blasco Vals, that was pretty late from him, wasn't it? But I think he was just desperate to do the opposite of Keeney.
Yeah, I think this is a chance for Blasco Vals to try and jump Keeney in the stop. He's just got to go for it, put his foot down, and put in the hot lap of his life before pitting, and see if he can pull it off.
Yeah, so here was the replay of what he did hit Blasco Vals, and yeah, last moment decision. Now is where has Keeney come out?
Keeney's back
ahead
out.
of Richie.
Yeah, he's just ahead of Richie and Morrison.
So that's a visual representation of how much time Morrison has lost. Before, Morrison was right on the tail of Keeney and seemingly had more pace. But now he's quite a bit behind. That undercut has really hurt him out there. Might be able to get the move on Richie, but you doubt he's going to catch up to Keeney. And of course now, Blasco Vals, that little bit of extra fuel they maybe saved in the slipstream is really going to help him. Richie defending down into turn 5 right now. And for now he holds on against Morrison.
Yeah, it might be worth these guys maybe working together and trying to catch up to Keeney, but I don't think they'll be able to catch Keeney in time with only just under 10 minutes remaining.
Still got 14 minutes to go. The formation lap, yeah. The formation lap. So long round here that completely screws our elapsed time. But yeah, thankfully on the live time. I don't know if yeah, I don't know if you've got the link potentially from where everyone's watching. But yeah, let's have the timer. Oh, okay. Moment of truth then. Race victory could be decided here. I know it will be decided. You know, overtakes are possible around this place, but it could be fundamental. Whoever has track position here. Richie losing out now to Morrison. So Morrison has finally made that move. Richie not giving up quite yet, but these two aren't going to be in contention with Blasco Vals.
On the last corner. Yeah, Blasco Vals is just leaving the pits.
So where is Blasco Vals here? Keeney going down the pit straight. And he's ahead of Blasco Vals still. So Keeney takes back the race lead. And Richie trying to get the move on Morrison. Is there going to be contact? Not quite. But Keeney crucially still ahead of Blasco Vals by 9/10 of a second. Wow. Of course, still got Janssen leading the LMP2 field, just as Keeney is leading the GTE field, but Janssen a little bit more dominant out there. And G's in second position. Sorry, we haven't paid too much attention to this P2 field. The GTE battle has just been so fierce. And these LMP2s maybe not quite as close as they have been in previous rounds. But yeah, still have provided some good racing out there. Bennett, yeah, in third position in the HBDs. You can see a long way behind. So P4 in the HBDs with Hoffman just ahead of him.
Yeah, I'm just watching Blasco Vals back in the GTE class, and he's slowly but surely closing back up in Keeney. So yeah, we could be on for a two-way yeah, a two-car battle for the GTE one. I
think we're in for a two-car battle as well for the LMP1 victory, because Thierry Renson is only half a second clear of Patrick Wolf on that last lap, was 1.5 seconds faster. Burton Harris was super quick as well, and actually Jens Renson just had a really poor lap. And with the energy deployment of these cars, Ryan, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot Renson can do, because Wolf will just be able to press that big old red button and yeah, zoom straight past.
Yeah, Patrick's just looks the quicker car at this point, and yeah, as you say, I think it's just a matter of time before Patrick gets by Thierry Renson. And fair play to Patrick. He made a very gutsy decision with the strategy, but it seems to be paying off at the moment.
Is he going to do the double tap down here? Just apply a bit of energy going into turn one. And he might look to the inside here. Patrick Wolf for the race lead against Thierry Renson. And down the inside goes Patrick Wolf. And he has got the race victory back again. The race victory they held so comfortably in the early stages. But an early pit stop put that race victory in doubt. But now it looks as though he's well on course to take another race victory, taking the lead with 10 minutes to go in this race.
Yep, I think it looks like that's just Patrick sailing off into the distance now, and yeah, as Patrick runs a little bit wide, I thought I jinxed him there for a minute, but yeah, yeah, he seems to be he seems to be running away with it at the moment.
Yeah, I've got a really close battle. Jörg v Barrio. Jörg on the outside there, and he couldn't quite get the move done. He looks to the inside of Barrio going into turn 6. I still don't know what the corner names of around this circuit is. Of course, oh dear, I've just remembered it again. Oh, Phil Mitchell bends. Oh dear, don't want to go down that avenue again.
I'm going to beat it round.
Oh dear. It's not Phil Mitchell Bend, by the way. Unlike what I thought, it's Bill Mitchell Bend, the not corner on this circuit, as I was yeah, told quite forcefully by Ryan and Alex that time.
Yeah, that was I kept my mouth shut because I just loved listening to you dig yourself a hole. Oh god, happy days.
Anyway, yeah, versus Barrier. Going through Bill Mitchell Bend. And, yeah, this is the battle for 7th and 8th positions, and actually just dropping off a little bit was Jörg there. It's pretty much the closest battle. We have got Campbell and Kudarakis as well. And Campbell actually going side by side now with Kudarakis. So side by side across the line here at Road America with 8 minutes to go in this one. Going down into turn 1. Can Campbell make this one in his Ford? And he's super late on the brakes. And he's made that absolutely superbly. Nice move there from Aidan Campbell. Moves ahead of Nick Kordarakis down 2 positions from where he started overall. That's a very good move from Aidan there in the Ford. Barrio under pressure, gain from Jörg. Jörg to the outside, going into turn 5. Can he make it all the way around here? He's not going to go for the cutback, Jörg, which you would maybe suspect, but they're going to be side by side. It's difficult to call which one this one's going to go, and Jörg just has to slots in behind. Just didn't quite get the acceleration and the drive off that turn 5. Couldn't quite make the move into 6. Moldener closing in just behind.
Yeah, I was just about to say they have to keep an eye on Lars Moldener, but behind them from Buck Creek Racing, and yeah, because Lars he might not be right up at the front of the GTE class, but he's still a very quick driver in a GTE car, and you can never ever underestimate him.
Wolf is into the pits. So I'm gonna say I called it because I did say, you know, is he going to have to make an extra pit stop? What has gone on with Patrick Wolf? I imagine there was some kind of issue earlier on which we maybe didn't see on camera, which made him have to make an extra pit stop. But yeah, what terrible fortune this is for Patrick Wolf. He's down to P6 now in the LMP1s, and he's 6 seconds off Claudeline up ahead. Might be able to catch up to that one, but that's just not the result that Patrick Wolf would have wanted.
I'm not sure what happened to Patrick. If he got damaged, or if maybe he forgot to put the race. He maybe forgot to put the race shoe on, which is highly unlikely. But it can happen, making a mistake like that. I mean, I've done that loads of times on iRacing, and it's probably one of the easiest or silliest mistakes to make. But yeah, it's just it's a bit weird because Patrick is normally right up there and never seems to have any issues.
Yeah, seems rather invincible most of the time, doesn't he? But hopefully we'll get a bit of an interview with him. That'd be yeah, great to get his insight, even if he doesn't maybe even finish on the race podium. And actually, Jörg, he's just been disqualified. Jörg out of the race. He's got 17 incidents clearly. And that is his day over.
Yeah, I'm just watching this gap with Keeney and Blaskovals, and it's not coming down, but it seems to be it seems to go up and then go down, and it's just I think all Keeney has to do now is just hold on and make it to the finish, but. Blaskovals, we know how quick he is, and he won't give up without a fight.
Yeah, absolutely not. You think how far behind Blaskovals was at one point. He was over 5 seconds off the race victory. He'll be pretty happy to be within 9/10. Now I say happy, he'll want that race victory right now. Really needs to use the slipstream. If he can just get, you know, within maybe 0.6 of a second, the slipstream will drag him closer. And it would be fantastic to see a proper duel between these two.
Keeney got sideways on the exit of the corner.
That's not going to help him. I did say within 0.6. He is now within 0.6 of the race leader, Keeney versus Blaskovals. And now that slipstream should just be able to drag him closer. But yeah, we've seen Keeney's driving so far today, Ryan. And it's pretty safe to assume that, yeah, this is not going to be an easy move for Blasco Vals to pull off.
Yeah, it's just as some people have mentioned in the chat, Keeney is a quick driver, but he's just too too aggressive, and he's too aggressive when he doesn't have to be. So yeah, I think I thought Keeney was going to take that P1 car out for a minute. Jesus.
Yeah, we didn't quite see that that one on the camera, unfortunately. But yeah, super close for Keeney. I can see from the live time he's 5 tenths behind Barrio, just moving back ahead of Campbell then. So Barrio fights him back against Campbell then. And yeah, in that P7 in GT, so a really good achievement for these guys. Such a competitive field as the GTs has been today. But yeah, I think we should turn to Keeney versus Blasco Vals, because it is just 4 tenths between one another. Now, heading onto the pit straight, this is where Blasco Vals has to strike.
Yeah, Blasco Vals is right in his slipstream, so he might be able to get a run on him into turn 1, or if he sticks with Keeney after turn 1 and into turn 2 and stay with him on the exit of turn 2, he might be able to get a run on him down to the downhill section.
Full commitment from the two drivers. Yeah, just yeah, lining this one up. This is turn 3. I don't know why it's turn 3. There's a kink just before. It's silly. And yeah, now he can try to get close. Not a brilliant exit though, was it?
It wasn't the best exit, but it wasn't bad either. So, but if Blasco Vals can stay in his slipstream, he might be able to try and make a move.
Just backs out. He needs to get this one done relatively soon. I think they've got the next lap on one more, should these drivers. And of course, Keeney, I don't actually have pit stop times for Keeney, so I don't quite know what how much fuel he took. But it was a very quick pit stop, I think.
They also have to watch as well, because look who's behind them. Barry Morrison is just slowly closing on them and waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he's not on their tails by the end of this race, because Keeney will defend right to the limit. Oh dear, this is absolutely fantastic. You can see Richie just in the background as well. Unfortunately, he's not going to feature in this one, despite being a fundamental part to this race.
For the king.
You can see the frustration from Barry Morrison. He had this race, well, he had the pole position, he had the race lead on the opening lap, and he seemed to have control of the race, following Keeney in the opening stages, but misplaced undercut has really cost his chances, and looks just like P3 is as good as he's going to get. But can Blasco Vals this time? He's a little bit further behind, I think, than Keeney, but I think what's important for Blasco Vals is nailing his run through turn 1 and nailing his run through turn 3.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, turn 1 and turn 2 it seems to be where Blasco Vals can close right back up on Keeney. He just seems to be so good in the brakes, and if he can get a good exit on the exit of turn 2, he might be able to get a run on Keeney heading down into turn 3.
The timer is running out currently. Thierry Renson is still in the lead of this race. We may just have to turn ourselves away from this absorbing battle in GTE, because Thierry Renson's only got a couple more corners to go until he'll complete this this race today, week 6 of the series here at Road America. And here comes Thierry Renson. Brilliant drive from Thierry today, and he's taken the race victory. Only 4.5 seconds clear in the end of Joseph Burton Harris, who I think might just beat Danilo Piazza to the line. It was really close between those two. They came back strongly against Renson at the end. And next up will be Carl Janssen. Absolutely dominant from Janssen today. 13 seconds clear of Neil Andrews in second place, and over a minute clear of third. What's going on in these HPDs? Didn't pay too much attention to them, unfortunately. Such great battles elsewhere. Maybe, yeah, wasn't quite as close as it sometimes is, but Janssen's dominating this championship in the HPDs, at least in these splits. And we've still got the battle for the GTE lead. Is there anything Blasco Vals can do? He's further behind, I think, than he's been on the last couple of laps. Govan Keeney, he is going to silence the doubters out there, I think, today, because this has been a really good drive, certainly in terms of pace. Maybe a couple of his defensive moves questionable, but he is going to cross the line first, crucially, and that's what counts. Blasco Vals and Morrison will chase him across the line, but Keeney, up the hill he comes, and he's going to take the race victory in the GTEs. Govan Keeney takes it. What a battle in those GTEs. The top 4 in the end separated by 6.5 seconds. The top 3 separated by 2.5. And Keeney, what a brilliant drive that was to take the race victory. Awesome racing up there, Ryan. We kind of assumed it from Road America, but that GTE battle was so tense throughout.
Yeah, that GTE battle for the win was just absolutely awesome. I mean, it just shows me why I love watching the GTE class when it comes to racing, because the GTE class just provides awesome racing and also great battles, and it's just it's so hard to predict a winner.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever kind of more of I don't think there was ever more than a second gap between the two leads in GTE, because Thierry Vincent was absolutely superb as well. Of course, we had the issues for Patrick Wolff, who ended up in 5th place, by the way. But yeah, he will be really frustrated with that. But yeah, to be fair I think we should give a little bit of a shout out to Thierry and Joseph and Danilo. That top 3 in the P1s, absolutely brilliant driving from them. All super evenly matched, and it just shows the competitiveness of those LMP1 builds. Admittedly, Wolff maybe had a bit more pace, but yeah, Vincent, Burton Harris and Piazza pretty much drove without error for the entire event.
Yeah, it was good to. I mean, I've got nothing against Patrick, but it was good to see. It was good to see a different winner for a change. And that top 3, it's awesome to see a top 3 like that, and it just proves that multi-class racing, it can. So there might be quick people, but it doesn't always throw up the same people at one or finish on the podium. So yeah, it's good to see Renson, Burton Harris and Piazza in the top 3, and yeah, hopefully we get more of the same as the season goes on. Yeah,
definitely. So the final standings today: Thierry Vincent takes the race victory, only 4.5 seconds clear of Joseph Burton Harris and Danilo Piazza. In the end, they really did come back strongly in that second half of the race, but Burton Harris, remember, was 8th at the conclusion of the opening lap. Really good comeback from him. Michael Schwanzel in 4th position, just about holding off Patrick Wolff in 5th. Had to make an extra pit stop, which around this place costs you quite a bit of time. Super long pit lane round here with Pascal Claude-Line. So I think Wolff must have passed Claude-Line then in the closing stages. He finishes in 6th there. Good job from him. Ricardo Schiavon, we didn't really see what happened to Schiavon. Running really strongly in P2 in the opening few laps, but ends up in 7th place. Still within 40 seconds of the race victor. So too was Julian Ribelet in 8th place. I think that's all the LMP1s. Really does show the quality of driving out there. All of them separated by less than 40 seconds. Carly Janssen takes the race victory there in the LMP2s ahead of Neil Andrews. Those two were a long way ahead of Matthias Hoffman in 3rd, with Jacob Witcher in 4th, and Maria Holweck in 5th, and Karsten Pilkenroth in 6th. Also Mike Bennett, finished 5 laps down from the leader with Frank Forsman, Timo Hayden and Jakob Lehmann as well. And then in the GTEs, and what a battle it was in the GTEs, Govan Keeney takes the race victory from 3rd on the grid. Awesome driving from him, with Jorge Blasco Vals in 2nd place. Barry Morrison finishes in 3rd. He'll be really frustrated with that, with Michele Ricci in 4th, but a very strong 4th. Nestorius Kiyosoglu, I think, had a bit of a boring race once he kind of got past those drivers behind. Gabriel Roos, good to see him out there. Really good drive into 5th. Aidan Campbell in 6th, with Lars Moldener in 7th. And it's Nick Koudarakis. Campbell, Moldener, Koudarakis had an awesome battle out there in the closed stages. There was Walder, Middleton, Gorlich, Hardy, Efemenko, Buasa, Patricio Ducha, Barrio, Jurg, Inache, Simagiev, and McVitchy rounding out the field in the GTEs. Fortunately, I haven't got any interviewers currently, so if anyone's watching this this broadcast across, please join us in the in our Discord. But Ryan, the next round of the series, I did have it, and I think I've forgotten it now, which is really annoying. But I will.
I can have a look for you if iRacing decides to load up.
It is Monza. Monza is the next one. We won't be covering that one, unfortunately, but that's gonna be fascinating, isn't it?
Yeah, Monza. Excuse me. Yeah, Monza should be absolutely awesome. I mean, with Monza, Monza is guaranteed that most drivers in both P1 and the HSPD and the GTs, I'm guessing that most drivers will be using low downforce. So, yeah, it should be awesome, and Monza should provide close battles, and just like we've seen today. And yeah, Monza should be no exception.
Yeah, definitely. And the next one we'll be covering will be Silverstone. That will be a challenge as well, a bit of a unique challenge. Going from two really low downforce circuits and Road America and Monza, then heading to Silverstone, which is a little bit more tight and twisty. That's going to be a really real challenge for the drivers as well. And then we've got Watkins Glen, got Le Mans as well, and Daytona and Sebring rounding out the season as well. Just a reminder for the rest of the week in the Apex Racing TV. Tomorrow we have got BSR TC, so certainly tune in for that one. On Saturday we've got the team stream for the Apex Racing UK guys. Hopefully Pete Berryman and Jamie Fluke and Antoine Higlin as well. And all the Apex Racing UK drivers can hopefully finally get that race victory. Came so closer in the last time around, but Zandvoort this time can be a unique circuit. So hopefully we can take the race victory there. And then we've also got UOV8s in the evening. The Super Sprints at Okayama Short. Then on Sunday we'll have the BSR Grand Tour. On Monday will be actually won't be the return of the World GT, unfortunately. But then we've also got Rick Motek and the BSR MX5s as well next week. So certainly tune in for all that. And of course next week at Monza in this series as well. But for now, from me, from Ryan, and from Sam, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you next time.